Hello, Joko here, and I've got a little bit of time, so I thought I'd try to correct an essay as quickly as possible. I'll take you through my process of how I select and then look at and process my volunteer correction work. Badger. Let's take a quick look. Seasons of the Ukulele. 402. Remember when? A bit loud there. Well, one thing I could do is just look at, see how frequently she posts. People who post frequently are regulars on the board and will likely see it if I do a review. Oh, I don't like this. 49%. So we'll just take a look at this person's record. Oh, 26. Results. Oh, wait, what is this? 5 hours ago. Oh, and then there's this. Okay, well, you just took your test, so... Well, by process of elimination, I said you're fine. Let's see if I was right. Maybe I don't have enough energy to stay awake for this. Oh, Badger, shut up. Hey, Clara de Margalheias Carvalho of Brazil. You have been chosen because you're the oldest one in the waiting feedback section that needs a response. So, from October 25th. Now we got to prep this. Can't just comment. I could just comment by looking at it and talking, but you know that's not how I like to do things. So, they have. Well, yes, as it turns out, I ran out of energy and was not able to finish looking at this essay yesterday. So, I got about half an hour now before I have to go to work. And so let's take a look at it quickly and see what Clara is doing right and wrong. So, yesterday we looked at it and discovered that, or did we? Let's see. I don't even know what I did last night. Let's see if this is working. The question is, international sporting events promote peace between countries. Here, a statement is made, and you have to decide to what extent do you agree or disagree. Thank you for including the source. I love Shelley's blog. Some of the questions, particularly in the to what extent do you agree and disagree category, I wish they were more complicated because you are going to find a variety of different difficulties in the to what extent category. Specifically, what you have to figure out is what within the question is it that you're being asked to agree or disagree with. It's not always so clear-cut. Here, it's pretty straightforward. Obviously, there's just one sentence. She also doesn't include this expression here, which, laser pointer, this. You'll find this in every task 2. And what do you have to say? So first step, what do I have to say? Analyze the question. Ask yourself the WH questions. By that, I mean the who, where, when, what are we talking about? Okay, who? Nations. Nations that might otherwise have conflicts. When? Nowadays. Where? Worldwide. Okay? And we're talking about sporting events, not sport in general. Okay, now you may begin brainstorming, but for sake of time, we won't go through the brainstorming activity. Do you have to, are there 2 sides here? Well, sure. You either agree with this statement or you disagree with this statement. You might say there's 3 sides. There's sort of in between. It depends. The nuanced category. How many paragraphs? 4. Do you have to agree with, do you have to discuss both sides? Do you have to agree with Jeff? What does that mean? Jeff Gordon. What? About the bird. Well, wordcounter.net. I put your essay in there, and here's what came back. The key parts are over here. Now, here's your essay, and it tells me, yes, in fact, 257 words, 11 sentences. You figure, that's the bare minimum. And that's like 4 sentences per body paragraph, 2 for the introduction and 1 for the conclusion. That's bare minimum. One sentence, however, took 64 words. Let's keep an eye out for that. And your average is 24. That's a good number. Okay. You use the word competition 7 times. Now, the introduction, the goal of an introduction is to paraphrase the topic at hand and give the reader a starting point from which to launch your essay. There are a number of sporting events which happen periodically around the globe. Okay, it's a complex sentence to start. It's got no grammatical errors. And, all right, doesn't really add to the discussion. These events are said to be able to pacify the relations, plural, between countries. All right, now between countries is in the question. Pacify. Promote peace and pacify mean different things. Pacify means to make people, is to placate parties in conflict, to end conflict. Promote peace is to maintain peace. But how much of this statement is true? I'm good on you for trying to use a rhetorical question like this. I don't think that they should be forbidden, as many mentors think. I think it's just fine, provided there's not enough here to go to the question. What I mean is like, if you set up a debate and you present both sides, and then you ask the rhetorical question, perhaps. This is too short of a sentence to end with a rhetorical question, in my opinion. We must recognize. See, that's where written English and spoken English are so different. If you were saying this, you would say something like, we must recognize that competition in sports. Whereas when you read it, your eyes want to stress the must. We must recognize. Must we? Oh, don't tell me what to do. We must recognize that competition. All right, so is this your topic sentence? Don't use we. Take as an example. Why are you going into an example in the second sentence? Question mark. It's too early. Don't go to an example right away. You haven't really developed what it's an example of. Competition in sports can lead to competition in general. What do you mean by competition in general? I know what competition in sports means. Now, Carla, listen carefully. Anything that you write in your essay that is not addressing the question is a waste of time and is hurting your score. Particularly if you're writing 11-sentence, 257-word essays because you don't have enough space to develop your points. And what does the fact that they're in Latin America have to do with anything? Why do we need to know about Pele and Maradona? They are never brought up again in the essay, okay? So I'm expecting to hear about how the competition in sports led to competition in general. And if what does that have to do with peace? All right. In this case, competitions in the fields on the pitch is what they say for football or soccer. On the pitch has led to Okay, you're saying it. Can you back it up? Especially among their citizens. Well, who else? Among their birds? Okay. Bird. Bird is the word. No, I mean, not necessary. Despite the proximity of their location, clanky, despite being neighbors, people who live in Brazil are always complaining about the people, shouldn't it be the people up here too, who live in Argentina. People who live in Brazil, people who live in Argentina. See how many words you're using up to say Brazilians and Argentines. Okay? More. And vice versa. Don't use exclamation points. No. And also. I don't like this connector. And also. How about just and? Or while. Better than their neighbors. At what? Where's the sports? Where's the peace? Where's the war? Okay, so this paragraph has been about how Argentines and Brazilians talk poorly of one another. No competition. I don't see it. Nothing to do with war. The paragraph didn't do anything. Nevertheless, this healthy competition, why is it healthy? You've not shown it to be healthy. You've not shown the competition in sports has never created any kind of unpeaceful movement. Well, that's an interesting use of the language, unpeaceful movement. Unfortunately, it's not a collocation I've ever seen before. Unpeaceful is not a word. Conflict? The word conflict is good. Armed conflict would be even better. On the contrary, political relations between them. Who are them? Who are they? I think that a new paragraph resets any referencing. What I mean is, don't use pronouns to refer to things in a previous paragraph, because it's too far, too long, too many other words have come in between. Extremely cordial. And they have never been in any kind of war. Well, I mean, okay. Is that evidence of what sports have done? I don't see the connection. I personally agree that competitivity, not a word, competition is the word, but again, you use the word competition so many times, has led to respect between these nations. How? Give us an example. Show us how that happens. Because, here we go. Because when two teams, how about their teams, or when both teams engage in any kind of battle on the sports fields, on, against pitch, or they start to see each other as equals and as people who are under the same rules. Okay, it's support for what? That there's never been a war. Well, there was a war between, was it Argentina and Uruguay? They had a war caused by soccer? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, they're not going to check your history. When people are able to see humans, don't use humans, on the other side. What do you mean? What is other side? See them. There they are, over there. See people on the other side as humans, is what you meant to say. It is easier to seek peace. Now, we're not seeking peace. We're keeping the peace. We're not, as far as I know, you're not at war with anyone, so you don't seek it. You already have it. I'm sure many of our friends at the Tips and Tricks page from South Asia could point to this same point, the same idea, and say that India and Pakistan, their relationship on the cricket, what is it, field, pitch? I have no idea. The cricket diamond has done something, that's for sure. It's like a war, but with no guns, when those two countries get together to play cricket. Neither one of them are any good at soccer. All right. So, conclusion. I believe that sports can be the beginning of peace promotion in the world. No? Well, okay. It's not a beginning of. We're not promoting it now. And peace promotion. Be careful when you put two nouns next to one another. They need to be friends. Nouns don't like to sit next to each other unless they are very well acquainted. Like, business card, traffic light, and peace movement, sure. Yeah, peace treaty, okay. Peace promotion, nope. Those two nouns don't know each other very well. And a promotion of peace. Introduce a strong competition. It is the healthiest competition of all. Why? Why is it the healthiest competition? You haven't answered the question. So, your grammar is very strong. I mean, again, there's almost no green in here. Let's see. Yeah, a couple of, 1, 2. So you got lots of, look at it, high score for grammar. Brilliant. A lot of good examples of good collocation. Bragging about birth country's not good. Too legend. Well, that's pointless though. It's not relevant vocabulary. I'm talking about this. What did this have to do with anything? Get good, modal verbs in here. So yeah, your lexical's fine as well. Connection, yeah, it's well connected. You've got good use of cohesive devices. Not spectacular, but okay. But you haven't really answered the question, so that's going to drag everything down. But if you need a 7, this is pretty much like that. I don't like to give numbers. Okay, so enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to post this and then head off to work to teach. Picked up 2 new classes for the weekend. All right, bye.